Bang! Neeves Knives, I'm Jared, and today we're checking out the Striga from Matsey Design. So this is a Matsey Striga, and it does come with extra hardware, which I love to see. Extra pivot, extra T8s, love that. Now, as far as the knife goes, these are available right now with regular thumb studs. So if you look, this one has like somewhat of a thumb stud stairway thing, you know, like a thumb disc kind of. But they have regular thumb stud versions available right now. I think for like, because they had two different batches, I think just to show the difference in batches, they changed the thumb stud. I don't know their exact reasons behind that, but that's what I'm guessing. Just because they had their first batch, you know, which is the regular thumb studs, and maybe their second batch of it, you know, comes like that. And I do think they have maybe possibly some different handle materials and stuff. But anyways, let's talk about it. So we have an M390 blade. And these are OEM'd by Bestech, and you can see it's got that thumb disc, which is super easy to snap out there. We'll talk about that more in a second. Titanium bolster lock, TA hardware all the way around, even on the steel lock bar insert. Gotta love that. Full titanium backspacer and titanium mill pocket clip. And you can see it's got that little cleaver blade. It is about a 3-finger knife, you know, so it's not a work knife in any way, shape, or form. It is a take out of your pocket and open up the package type of knife, which is what majority of people do with their knives anyway. So, you know, it should work for 90% of what people use a little blade for, especially a little utility cutter like this. Now, style, really quick. I want to talk about style because this is 100% Kara style. Kara frickin' loves this thing. But for me, I can easily see that because this is her style. It's right up her alley. Personally, for me, it's not really my style just because it's a little too compact for me. Not that I wouldn't carry it, but I would carry another knife alongside of it. You know, it'd be like a 5th pocket carry while I have my primary carry, which, you know, is kind of its intended use or purpose, I'm sure. Or, you know, for people that can't carry bigger knives, you know, they have this. And it is cool looking and it is very well done. As far as the action goes, that disc is very easy to reverse flick. It just lands perfectly right in the right spot. Same thing with the thumb flick. You know, even for a little compact knife, because you would think this being so compact, it's not going to be easy. But man, once you do it a couple times, you realize like, yeah, this thing's pretty easy to flick. It's kind of fidgety, you know. Not the most smoothest drop shut action, but you know, it's a small blade, so no big deal. And the disc is nice and grippy, so it grips you back when you do flick it. You can easily slow roll it. Beautiful sharpening tool and plunge grind, love to see that. They gave you plenty of sharpenings in there. Nice stone washed blade, geometry is pretty good, especially for a little compact knife. They chamfered the edge right here for the lock bar. Nice comfortable disengagement. They didn't cut you, you know, a large amount, but you know, it's just fine. I have no problems unlocking it. It is not uncomfortable at all. Now, as far as like nitpicks go and everything, you know, I sat here trying to come up with some real nitpicks, but it's difficult because they pretty much got everything down pat. The only thing I could maybe nitpick is, so the price on these, everything will be linked down in the description, but you can get the full titanium one, titanium frame lock one for $215 or $220, $215, and then $230 for the bolster lock version. Price, you know, it's a little on the high side, but I wouldn't say it's a horrible price. I wouldn't say it's like downright just wrong, but it is up there just a little bit, considering there are some other knives, you know, in this same ballpark going for like 180, 190, 160, 170. So, you know, when you consider that, now this is a designer working with Bestech, so, you know, they both got to get their money. And I understand that, and I don't want to take away from that at all. You know, I want Matsey to make their money for their work. So, you know, but for the buyer, for, you know, for the buyer's perspective, you know, it's a little bit on the high side, not absurdly high, but it's on the high side. I think people would be more comfortable with it at like 190, you know, which would be $40 off basically. And I think they would be they'd be really comfortable there because I can name a dozen knives right now, probably more than that, with the same material, same everything for that price, if not lower in some cases. So, you know, and it's not like now if Best Tech was doing a heat treatment like Spyderco's or something, then I would say it's worth it all day, you know, but that's not what we see. Not that Best Tech does a bad job, I'm not saying that, but their M390 isn't, you know, it's not ran at an optimal range, you know, it's not 62 HRC. It's, you know, we're not saying they do a bad job with it. They do it just fine. You know, it's mediocre. It's a, you know, it's decently heat treated, just not at the best HRC. It could be a higher HRC. So considering that, you know, it's in the same ballpark as everything else out there with M390. You know, so that's why I'm saying that the knives that I can list off for a price just a little bit more affordable, they're going to be the same, basically the same heat treatment, or at least close to it. Now, like I was talking about before with the style though, if it's your style, it's worth it. That's the thing, is there's knives right now that I could sit here and say, yeah, they're definitely overpriced, but I'd pay it, I'll buy it. And the reason why is because it's my style. I would rather carry something my style that speaks to me, that I know when I take it out of the pocket, it's going to serve me the best because it's my style, because you know, because it has the features that really speak to me. Anyways, and you know, there's something about carrying a knife that just you find attractive, you love the look of, you like, you know, the way it feels in your hand or the action or whatever. You know, it's either your style or not, and you know, but that doesn't say anything about the knife itself as far as if it's your style and you know, this is like right up your alley, this thing is very, very well done. Yeah, and it's unique, it's different, it's not like everything else out there, and I appreciate that. I appreciate a knife that is different and stands out, you know, something you see and you're like, yeah, I know who that is, or I know what that is, and you don't confuse it for 10 other knives because, you know, or maybe it's a forgettable design because there's so many other designs that look like it. Anyways, I think it's pretty cool. I will link everything down in the description. Like I said, this version with the thumb disc doesn't drop till the 25th, but you can get the regular thumb stud versions right now. I think there's a few different options available. Work hard, stay tough. Until next time, peace.